Welcome to the most powerful story you'll hear this week. Maybe even this year. This isn't just a business story. It's a human story. A story about a poor, hard-working boy from a small town who had no money, no powerful connections. Just a dream, a pickup truck, and a heart that refused to give up. This is the real story of a man who walked into forgotten towns and built an empire larger than the kings of Wall Street. He didn't wear fancy suits. He didn't sound like a billionaire. He drove his own truck, visited every store, and spoke to customers like old friends. That man became the richest person in America. Not through cheating, not through luck, but through one powerful truth. If you help people save money, you help them live better. This video will change how you see success. It will show you how one man built Walmart, the largest retail empire on earth. With more than 10,000 stores, over 2 million employees, and hundreds of millions of customers every single week. But more importantly, this video will help you improve your English. You'll learn real vocabulary, real storytelling, and real motivation, all in simple, clear, powerful English. This is not just a history lesson. It's your listening practice, your fluency workout, and your daily dose of life motivation, all in one. So grab your notebook, focus completely, because you're about to hear one of the most emotional, powerful, and unforgettable success stories ever told. This is not just the story of Walmart. This is the story of Sam Walton, the man who changed the world with a smile, a plan, and a pickup truck. Let's begin. Part 1. The small-town boy who didn't know he'd build an empire. Before there was Walmart, before there were billions of dollars, before the world knew his name, there was just a boy named Samuel Moore Walton, born on March 29, 1918, in Kingfisher, Oklahoma, a town so small most maps didn't even mark it. His family wasn't rich. In fact, they struggled during the Great Depression, a time when millions of Americans lost their homes, jobs, and savings. His father, Thomas Walton, worked as a farm loan appraiser, a job that forced the family to move constantly. His mother, Nancy Lee, was a warm but strong woman who deeply believed in education and hard work. Sam had one younger brother, James Bud Walton, and together they grew up in a world where nothing came easy. They didn't have luxuries, but they had something better: character. They built it by doing chores, selling milk from the family cow, and waking up before sunrise to work. As a kid, Sam hated wasting time. He ran paper routes before school. He milked cows before sunrise. He joined the Boy Scouts and became the youngest Eagle Scout in his state. From the beginning, Sam wanted more than survival. He wanted to win, not for fame, but for purpose. Sam Walton wasn't born a genius. He didn't have money or power, but he had two rare gifts: a hunger to learn and a love for people. In high school, he played football, basketball, and baseball, not because he was the best, but because he never quit. He was the kind of person who practiced longer, stayed later, and gave 110% every single time. Even when he failed, he got back up. After high school, Sam couldn't afford an expensive college, but he was determined. He took a loan and went to University of Missouri, majoring in economics. He worked odd jobs to pay his fees, waiting tables, cleaning, and managing his time with military precision. At just 22, he graduated, but the world was at war. World War II had begun, and like many young men, Sam joined the Army Intelligence Corps, where he served with honor. It was there, not in a business school, but in the middle of war, that Sam learned one of life's greatest lessons. Details matter. People matter. Think like a soldier, but serve like a human. After the war, Sam married Helen Robson, a smart, confident, and no-nonsense woman from a well-off Oklahoma family. Helen wasn't just a wife. She was the backbone of Sam's dream. She supported him, challenged him, and made one thing clear: we will not waste our lives. We will build something big or die trying. With $5,000 from his savings and a $20,000 loan from his father-in-law, Sam bought a small Ben Franklin variety store in Newport, Arkansas. He was only 26 years old. No experience. No investors. Just a dream to serve people better than anyone ever had. Sam worked every single day, from opening to closing. He checked every price tag, spoke to every customer, cleaned the floors himself, and studied his competitors like a detective. He didn't just want to sell products. He wanted to understand people. He would drive hours to visit rival stores, taking notes on everything, layout, pricing, customer behavior. Most store owners raise prices to earn more profit. Sam did the opposite. He lowered prices to earn people's trust. Everyone thought he was crazy. "Why are you cutting your own profit?" they asked. But Sam knew something they didn't. If you give people a good deal, they come back. And when they come back, they bring their friends. That was the start of a revolution. Just when everything was going great, when his store was booming, disaster hit. Sam didn't own the building. His 5-year lease ended, and the landlord refused to renew it. He wanted to hand the business to his own son. In one blow, Sam lost everything. The store, the location, the customers, the brand. All his hard work. Gone. He could have quit. He could have complained or given up, but he didn't. He packed up, took a deep breath, and moved to a small town called Bentonville, Arkansas. With nothing but his ideas and his wife by his side, he opened a new store. That little store would one day become the first Walmart. It was 1950. Bentonville wasn't a city of millionaires. It was a quiet town of farmers, teachers, and dreamers. But for Sam Walton, Bentonville was a blank canvas. He rented a small building and opened Walton's 5 and 10. No grand opening. No shiny signs. Just Sam, Helen, and a store full of small, everyday items, socks, school supplies, candy, and toys. But one thing made the store different. Not its prices, not its size, not even its products. It was Sam's obsession with people. From day one, Sam followed a system. He didn't call it a system then, but it became Walmart's foundation. Rule number 1, serve the customer like family. He didn't just greet people. He walked them to the shelf, carried their bags, listened to their complaints, and fixed them fast. He believed one truth deeply. The customer isn't just a reason for success. The customer is our success. 2, buy cheap, sell cheaper, make it up in volume. This was radical thinking. Most stores wanted to earn big profits from small sales. But Sam Walton flipped the formula. He wanted small profits from massive sales. Instead of selling 100 shirts with $5 profit each, he sold 10,000 shirts with 50 cents profit each. He once said, "If we lower prices by just 1 cent and sell 1 million units, that's $10,000 saved by our customers. They'll never forget that." 3, never stop learning from others. Sam spent every weekend visiting other stores. He carried a notebook and wrote down everything: layout ideas, design tricks, pricing, product placement. He never acted like he knew it all. He believed that borrowing ideas ethically and doing them better wasn't weakness. It was wisdom. Here's what made him different. Even after owning multiple stores, Sam would drive 100 to 200 miles on weekends to visit competitors. He'd walk inside like an ordinary shopper, observe every aisle, every price, every face. He'd take handwritten notes, sometimes 10 pages a day, then return home and apply what he'd learned immediately. He didn't sit behind an office desk. He lived on the ground, inside his stores, among real people. He called it retail education. Not learned in universities, but in the real world. By the late 1950s, Sam had several small stores, and they were doing well, but something still bothered him. He noticed that most rural towns in America were completely ignored by big retailers. Large chains only built stores in big cities. Small towns were left with high prices, poor selection, and low-quality service. Sam saw the gap and the opportunity. He thought, what if we build a big store in a small town with low prices, wide variety, and real service? Wouldn't people drive for miles to shop here? It was a risky idea. Investors laughed. Big businessmen said, that'll never work. Rural folks don't buy much. But Sam didn't listen. He had seen the truth. Rural America was hungry for value, and no one was serving them right. So he gathered courage, convinced his wife, borrowed money. And in 1962, Sam Walton opened the first Walmart discount city in Rogers, Arkansas. The store was 15,000 square feet. Big for that time, but tiny compared to today's giants. No automatic doors. No digital screens. No flashy ads. Just shelves filled with discounted products, clothes, electronics, groceries, toys. Everything cheaper than anyone else in town. People were curious. Some laughed. Some said, this will never survive. But then they walked inside. They saw the prices. They saw the variety. They saw the honesty. And they came back, not just once, but every week, with their families, their friends, their entire neighborhoods. Sales exploded. Word of mouth spread like wildfire. Customers became fans. And Walmart was born. But Sam didn't build it alone. His wife Helen was involved in every big decision. His brother Bud Walton joined the business. Soon, even his kids helped out. This wasn't a corporate empire built by suits in glass towers. It was a family business, built on trust, effort, and simplicity. Sam believed in employee ownership. He gave store managers a share in profits. If the store grew, they earned more. This turned every worker into an owner, every cashier into a leader. By the end of the 1960s, Walmart had grown to 18 stores. That might sound small today, but back then it was explosive growth. Even more important than the number of stores was how they were run. Each store followed Sam's golden rules. Prices lower than anyone in town. Friendly staff who genuinely cared. Clean aisles and organized shelves. Managers trained as leaders, not bosses. A community feeling that made customers feel like family. Sam made sure every new Walmart was close enough to his home so he could personally visit, inspect, and improve it. He wasn't building a company. He was building a movement. While others chased fancy offices and magazine fame, Sam Walton stayed grounded in 3 principles. 1, drive a used truck, not a luxury car. He wanted every employee to know he was one of them. 2, focus on saving pennies, not spending dollars. He flew economy, shared hotel rooms, reused supplies, and cut unnecessary costs everywhere. 3, keep learning like a beginner. He read every report, visited every store, and talked to everyone, from cashiers to janitors, with equal respect. He often said, the moment you think you're too big to learn, that's the moment you start shrinking. Part 2, Walmart becomes unstoppable, the systems that changed everything. By the early 1970s, Walmart wasn't just a clever idea anymore. It wasn't one man's dream. It had become a machine of value, a quiet rebellion against overpriced goods and lazy retail giants. And the machine was getting faster, smarter, and more dangerous for every competitor. By 1970, Walmart had 50 stores. But Sam wasn't satisfied. He didn't ask, how many more can we open? He asked, how can we open them faster, better, smarter than anyone in history? He had stopped thinking like a shopkeeper. He was now an architect of a retail revolution. Most businessmen grow 1 store, then 2, then 10. Sam grew 1, then started building systems. He understood something powerful. If you want to grow fast, don't just copy stores. build a machine that makes stores. While others focus on advertising and image, Sam focused on logistics, distribution, and information. He knew, if you want to serve millions, you must master how to deliver fast, keep prices low, and always know what customers want. This mindset created a new kind of company, not just a retailer, but a retail engine. In 1970, Walmart made a shocking move. Instead of relying on outside distributors, Sam decided to build his own supply chain. That meant Walmart trucks, Walmart warehouses, Walmart drivers, Walmart control. Why? Because third-party companies didn't share his mission. They were slow, expensive, and careless. So Sam said, if we want to control prices, we must first control our products. In 1971, Walmart built its first distribution center in Bentonville, Arkansas. This wasn't just a warehouse. It was a command center. Products from all over the country came in, got sorted, and went out with military precision. No delays, no middleman. Because it was owned and managed by Walmart, costs dropped, delivery speeds rose, and accuracy was unmatched. Over time, Walmart built more of these centers, a spiderweb of efficiency connecting small towns to big savings. No one had ever done this for discount retail at such scale. Most people don't know this. Walmart was one of the first retail companies in America to use satellite communication in the late 1970s, when even banks weren't using computers for real-time data. Sam installed satellite dishes on store rooftops and warehouses. These connected every Walmart location to headquarters in real time. Every time an item was sold in a Texas store, Bentonville instantly knew. They could restock, change pricing, or plan shipments the same day. This was decades ahead of its time. It transformed Walmart from a chain of stores into a living, breathing network. Sam's motto was simple: retail is detail, and we will know every detail every hour. In 1972, Walmart went public, meaning it began selling company shares on the stock market, not for luxury, but to raise money for growth. Those funds built warehouses, trained managers, improved tech, and expanded faster than anyone imagined. But Sam stayed the same. He still drove his old pickup, wore simple clothes, and ate at diners. Because Walmart's money belonged to its mission, not to his comfort. Then came another revolution, the supercenter. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, Sam noticed something about customers. They hated driving from grocery stores to pharmacies to hardware shops. So he asked, what if we put everything under one roof? Groceries, clothes, electronics, garden tools, pharmacy, all in one place. And thus, the Walmart Supercenter was born. A mother could fuel her car, buy baby diapers, grab vegetables, pick up gifts, and still be home before dinner. That combination, low prices plus total convenience, became unstoppable. People stopped shopping at 5 stores. They just went to Walmart. Sam knew a secret few leaders understood. Happy employees make happy customers. He didn't call them employees. He called them associates. He created a stock ownership program, letting every worker, even janitors, own Walmart shares. He visited stores unannounced, talked to cashiers, asked about their families, and listened. He believed the best ideas came from the ground, not the boardroom. By the mid-1980s, Walmart had grown into hundreds of stores, billions in revenue, and thousands of associates. Sam was named Retailer of the Year, one of America's richest men. But he still lived in the same modest Bentonville home, still wore his baseball cap, still stood in checkout lines like everyone else, because his heart never changed. He still believed in one thing: serve people first. By 1984, Walmart was unstoppable. $8.4 billion in annual sales, over 800 stores, and millions of loyal customers. But success brings attention, and attention brings critics. the media, union, small business owners. Everyone began attacking Walmart. They said, Walmart destroys small shops. Walmart pays low wages. Walmart is too powerful. Some criticisms had truth. Many didn't. But Sam didn't argue. He stayed focused. While critics talked, he worked. He kept visiting stores, talking to people, shaking hands, taking notes. Unlike arrogant corporations, Walmart didn't fight criticism with PR. It fought with proof. When people said Walmart hurt small businesses, the company gathered data, showing customers in many towns saved 20 to 30% a year by shopping at Walmart. When critics said wages were low, Walmart expanded its stock sharing program, making 120,000 employees shareholders, and many became millionaires. Sam's response was always quiet and powerful. Don't fight with words. Let your work speak. He used a cluster strategy, opening new stores in circles around existing ones. This saved fuel, cut delivery costs, built regional loyalty, and made Walmart unbeatable. Then in 1985, something historic happened. Forbes magazine named Sam Walton the richest man in America. Not a banker, not a movie star, a man from Bentonville who still ate breakfast at a local diner. His net worth, $2.8 billion, over $8 billion today. By the early 1990s, it had grown beyond $25 billion. But Sam never moved into a mansion. He never hired bodyguards. He never changed who he was. He kept asking the same questions every day. What's the customer saying? How can we make it cheaper? What's not working? People called him crazy. He called it discipline. In 1991, Walmart went global, starting in Mexico. Many experts said it would fail. Retail is local, they said. Different cultures, different needs. But Walmart listened, adapted, partnered with local businesses, and succeeded. By 1992, Walmart de Mexico became one of Latin America's biggest retail networks. Soon, Walmart expanded to Canada, China, Brazil, the UK, India, Chile, Argentina, and beyond, always following one rule: low prices, every day, everywhere. That same year, Sam Walton did something deeply personal. He wrote his book, Made in America, My Story, not for fame or money, but to pass down his values before it was too late. It wasn't filled with business theories or fancy quotes. It was filled with truth, the kind only a lifetime of hard work could teach. It was a book filled with real stories, honest mistakes, and the lessons that built his empire. It wasn't theory, it was truth. His message was simple: never get arrogant. Always think like the customer. Respect your people. Keep costs low. Keep learning. The book became a bestseller not because of fame or hype, but because it carried something deeper: the truth behind success. In 1990, when Walmart had already become a retail giant, Sam Walton received heartbreaking news. He was diagnosed with a rare bone cancer called multiple myeloma. But Sam didn't announce it to the world. He didn't stop working. He didn't disappear. He kept moving. He continued visiting stores, writing his book, and training his people. He once said, "I don't know how much time I have, but I know what I'm here to do, and I'm not done yet." Even while in pain, he traveled across America to meet his associates. He didn't want to be remembered as a man who gave up. He wanted to be remembered as a man who gave everything. In March 1992, just 1 month before his death, Sam Walton received America's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President George H.W. Bush. At the ceremony, he was weak, sitting in a wheelchair, but his words were strong. Holding the medal with trembling hands, he said, "If we work together, we'll give the world an opportunity to live better every single day." And when he said those words, America stood up and clapped. Not for a rich man, not for a businessman, but for a simple store owner who never stopped serving. Part 3, after Sam Walton, a giant that refused to fall. He held that metal with shaking hands. His body was frail, but his spirit was unbreakable. The man who had started with nothing was now being honored by the President of the United States. But behind the applause, Sam Walton was in pain. He was fighting a battle he knew he couldn't win. Just a few weeks later, on April 5, 1992, at the age of 74, Sam Walton passed away in Little Rock, Arkansas. The man who had revolutionized retail, built an empire of savings, and never stopped serving, was gone. The news spread across the country. The day Sam Walton died, Walmart stores paused. Flags were lowered. Employees wept. Customers left handwritten notes at store entrances. People who had never even met him, from small towns to big cities, said the same thing. He changed how we live. He changed how we shop. He changed what we believe is possible. But what happened next was even more powerful. Walmart didn't collapse. It didn't lose direction. It didn't slow down. Why? Because Sam Walton hadn't built a personality cult. He had built a system. He spent his life training leaders, creating processes, and building a culture of simplicity, service, and savings. He never wanted Walmart to depend on him. He wanted it to outlive him. And it did. After his death, there was no chaos, no confusion. The plan was already in motion. His son, Rob Walton, took over as chairman of the board, but Rob didn't try to replace Sam. He respected the foundation. He honored the systems. He protected the mission. The executives who worked under Sam followed the same principles. Keep prices low. Expand carefully. Respect associates. Use data, not ego. Stay humble, no matter how big you get. Rob understood one truth. You don't replace Sam Walton, you protect what he built. And that's exactly what Walmart's leadership did. In 1992, the year Sam died, Walmart's annual revenue had already crossed $43 billion. That's $43 billion of products sold in a single year. But that was just the beginning. Over the next 8 years, Walmart's revenue more than doubled. $67 billion by 1995, $100 billion by 1999, and over $150 billion by 2002. To put in perspective, Walmart was selling more each year than the total income of some small countries. It had become the largest retailer in the world. But it didn't happen by luck. Walmart's strategy stayed the same, only its tools became smarter. Walmart invested heavily in technology. Here's how it worked. Every time a customer scanned a product at checkout, that data went straight to Walmart's headquarters. Computers tracked everything: inventory, sales trends, delivery times. If a shelf in Ohio was running low on diapers, the system automatically reordered from the nearest warehouse. This network was so advanced that Walmart's supply chain became known as the most sophisticated in the world. Even the U.S. military studied Walmart's logistics to learn how to move supplies faster. This wasn't just retail anymore. This was intelligence at the speed of the customer. Walmart learned to predict demand before it happened, restock faster than competitors, and cut costs faster than inflation. That meant one thing: prices kept going down and savings kept going up. Customers loved it. After Sam's passing, Walmart didn't stop at America's borders. It expanded globally, fast and smart. Let's look at how. 1. Mexico. Walmart in Mexico became the largest retailer in the country, with over 2,500 stores by the 2000s. 2. Canada. In 1994, Walmart bought 122 Woolco stores, and within 2 years, it became a market leader. 3. United Kingdom. In 1999, Walmart acquired Asda, one of the UK's biggest supermarket chains, instantly becoming a top competitor. For China, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, India, Walmart entered each market differently. Sometimes by building new stores, sometimes by buying local chains, and sometimes by partnering with local companies. The goal wasn't to Americanize the world. It was to bring Walmart strengths into local systems, local suppliers, local workers, local tastes, with Walmart efficiency and Walmart prices. Even after Sam was gone, the company held on to one golden rule. The customer is the boss. Here's what that looked like in real life. Walmart tracked which items sold best in each city. Store managers had freedom to adjust layouts based on local habits. Prices changed daily to match or beat competitors. And if a customer complained, their voice was heard. Fast. Walmart wasn't just a giant corporation. It was flexible, fast, and deeply connected to its people. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, a new kind of competition appeared. Not from other stores, but from the internet. Companies like Amazon, eBay, and Target.com began offering online shopping, quick delivery, and lower prices. Walmart could have ignored them, but it didn't. It adapted. It launched Walmart.com in 2000 and built a full e-commerce team. It created online pickup systems so customers could order online and collect their items in-store. It even partnered with tech companies to automate warehouses. Walmart knew the future would be digital, but the promise remained the same. Low prices every day, no matter how you shop. Even as the company grew to over 1 million employees worldwide, the culture didn't disappear. Executives were still required to visit stores, talk to associates, observe the checkout process, and stay connected to the heartbeat of the customer. Because that's what Sam taught them. Never forget where it all began. Walmart still held morning meetings where employees clapped, stretched, and shared small wins. This wasn't just for show. It kept everyone energized, united, and focused. Sam Walton's legacy wasn't written on plaques. It lived in actions, repeated every morning in every store. Not everything was perfect. Walmart failed in Germany, where its culture didn't match local shopping habits. It struggled in South Korea and had to leave the market. It faced lawsuits, employee strikes, and environmental criticism. But unlike arrogant companies, Walmart listened. It studied what went wrong, adjusted, and changed course. Walmart didn't pretend to be flawless. It learned fast, acted faster, and kept moving forward. Part 4, The Final Legacy, a store that became a symbol. By the early 2000s, Walmart had become the most powerful retailer the world had ever seen, generating more than $400 billion in annual sales, a number once unimaginable. But Walmart wasn't finished. It kept growing, adapting, and expanding, not just in size, but in mission. From the start, Sam Walton had made one thing clear. We exist to help people live better. With Sam gone and the company larger than many governments, the question was simple. Would Walmart stay true to that promise, or would it become another giant that forgot its roots? The answer was complicated. In 2018, Walmart did something no other company had ever done. It crossed $500 billion in sales in a single year. No retailer, no tech firm, no brand had ever sold so much in just 12 months. Walmart became number 1 on the Fortune Global 500 list and the largest private employer in the world. With more than 2.3 million people on its payroll and operations in over 25 countries, serving hundreds of millions every week. But success brought new questions and new pressure. People began to ask, why are wages so low? Why do some workers rely on government aid? How can full-time employees still struggle to survive? Protests followed. Documentaries were made. Activists stood outside stores with signs. Critics said, Walmart saves customers money, but at what cost to workers' dignity? These were not only attacks. They were real concerns from real people who had given years to the company. For a time, Walmart was slow to respond. The company grew so fast, entered so many countries, and built so many stores that it sometimes forgot to look inward. But then things changed. In the 2010s, Walmart realized that to lead the world in business, it must also lead in human values. The company began making real changes. Wage increases. Walmart raised base pay across the U.S., boosting minimum wages in many regions. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. Education benefits. Walmart partnered with colleges and launched programs to help employees earn degrees while working, covering much of the tuition and offering flexible schedules. Sustainability commitments. The company reduced plastic packaging, invested in clean energy, set long-term carbon goals, and worked with farmers to improve agricultural practices. Walmart had moved beyond just low prices. It was trying to offer a better future. By the mid-2000s, Walmart faced its greatest modern challenge, Amazon. The online giant was winning in home delivery, digital convenience, and e-commerce. Walmart stores were still strong, but shopping habits were shifting to phones and screens. Walmart had two choices: protect the empire or transform. It chose transformation. Walmart invested billions, buying JET.com, launching Walmart Plus, a membership program to compete with Prime, building online grocery pickup and delivery, and upgrading store technology. It trained thousands of workers in digital tools, logistics, AI, and robotics. Walmart was no longer only a physical retailer. It was becoming a technology-driven service company, while keeping its heart in low prices and human service. In the 2020s, Walmart surprised the world again by entering healthcare, opening Walmart health clinics inside stores to offer low-cost doctor visits, dental care, and mental health services, partnering with insurers, and exploring affordable prescription options. Why healthcare? Because Sam Walton once said, "We're not in the retail business. We're in the people business." Health was the next frontier in helping people live better. When the COVID-19 pandemic struck in 2020, everything froze. Stores closed, supply chains broke, fear spread. Walmart had to keep going. It sold food, medicine, and essentials and was declared an essential service. The challenges were enormous. Protect workers, keep shelves stocked, manage frightened customers, and operate across 25 countries with different rules. Walmart responded quickly, installed plexiglass at checkouts, distributed masks and safety kits, gave bonuses to employees, expanded online and delivery services, and hosted vaccination centers in stores. It wasn't perfect, but when the world panicked, Walmart kept serving. Sam Walton didn't only build stores. He didn't only create jobs or cut prices. He built a belief system, a way of living that said, stay humble even if you become powerful. Put people first even when profits rise. Act like an owner even if you're just starting. Never stop learning even when you succeed. He believed in everyday people, the worker, the mother, the farmer, the truck driver, the student, and proved one simple truth. You don't need to be born rich to change a world. You need a truck, a plan, and a reason that matters. Today, Walmart is worth hundreds of billions, employs millions, and serves nations. But in Bentonville, Arkansas, the old Walton 5 and 10 still stands. Visitors walk the tiny aisles, see Sam's handwritten notes, his pickup truck, his dog's photo, his old desk, and remember how it all began. No money, no power, no fame, just a dream to make life better for others. This is not only a company's journey. It's a human journey, about how far you can go if you never give up, about doing things a hard, honest way, and about building something so real that even after you're gone, it keeps helping people live better. That is Sam Walton's real success. Not the stores, not the numbers, but the message that you can come from nothing and still give everything.